that's the first stage, putting it all together. It's the basic structure. So we've got a nice opening, nice three-dimensional opening. That would add depth. So obviously this is going to be the front. The cave's set really well actually, because of the gaps I wanted in between the rocks. It was really hard to get all this to set, but it was propped up overnight. It seems to have gone off pretty solid. Could do with another few hours of curing. Use the old CT1. It is probably the best stuff to use. It's completely waterproof, and it does stick underwater. You can use it in fish tanks and all sorts. We'll use it at work when we're doing bathrooms. You can get different colours. I just had a bit of clear lying around, so I just used what I had. You can get black. You can get all different colours of it. It does get a bit messy though, I have to admit. And black, it can stain. It's harder to get off. Clear, you can hide it a little bit more because it goes transparent. But either way, it's good stuff. I've used it on everything. Used it on the mesh at the back here. This will hold the banking of the soil. I can trim all this down accordingly. But it's a good idea putting things like this in, because obviously it's going to be quite a steep bank at the back. And when you pour bonsai soil in, it will just start falling out. So we can bank up bonsai soil on the inside, and then put some mud, something a little bit stickier, a bit clayier on the outside, and then we can apply moss to that. Yeah, it's just a good process, good technique. Like these parts here, this just stops everything falling out initially, and then you can just bank up the outside. Just makes it more stable. So yeah, it's set overnight. It's been setting for, I suppose, about 8 hours. So it's probably got a few more hours before it's completely cured and gone off. But I mean, I've taken out the support that was underneath. It's fine. There's no movement there. Yeah, so there we go. It's looking quite good. It looks like Fred Flintstone's house. It does look good. Plants. So I've been walking in the garden. I've been scratching my head. I was going to go with Cotoneasters because I've got a few of them lying around, but I think they lend themselves to more of a cliff style planting because of the cascade effect you get with Cotoneasters. So we've gone with Blaauws. I've got a load of Blaauws, got some cuttings here, and there's an air layer in here, multiple trunk air layering. I've got more outside if I need to fill in any gaps, but I think we're going to go with a like a foresty woodland theme over the top. Yeah, I don't really know. We'll just play around with it. It's all a bit hit and miss, I have to admit. Very inspirational. I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing when I was doing this. It was I knew I wanted to make something three-dimensional, give it a bit of depth. I had no idea I was going to put a cave in. It just kind of happened. I did an hour about adding water, and I've actually got some pumps lying around, some old irrigation pumps, indoor ones, and there's nothing to say that I can't, but it's all a case of powering it and the upkeep. You got to put filters in, and you have a cable to it. I did think about a solar panel one. Don't know. I might actually put a little bit more funking into that in the future and do another one like this, but have it in mind when we first structure the rocks, because it needs a reservoir, it needs a filtered system, it needs to be slightly falling for the water to run the right way. Yeah, there's a lot to it. So I think I'll keep all the bits I've got for another project. But yeah, anyway, let's stick to one thing at a time. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to try and get an idea where we're going to put these plants. I've got to get this air layering out this pot and see what we can do with it and where to position. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the air layering first. Have that as the main kind of tree or trees, because that's going to give us the height. So we just need to play around with that and then yeah, go from there. Right, I spent probably 3 hours putting trees in, and one down here. I didn't go with the cuttings in the end. I went with more established bonsais, I suppose. A couple of them were in pots. We've got one here, it's got quite a nice trunk to it. But I'm not going to show you it all, just show you some finer detailing. I've started to moss it, got to get some more. Still a lot to do. A lot of gaps to fill, and I want to mix the different types of moss up. At the minute I've only got 3 or 4 different types on here at the minute. But yeah, it's getting there, and I'll say I'll show you it all when it's done. Right, all mossed up, just done the back, so it's all done for the minute. I'm going to get some more moss at some stage just to break it up a bit. It's too much of one particular moss on the back, but it's fine, we can deal with that later date. So back's done, back's a bit plain. We've got a natural cave down through here, like a pothole. And if we spin him around, obviously I've got the trees to sort out. They've just come straight out the pot. I'm going to let them settle before wiring them, just to let them root in. So what do we have? There we go. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good from all angles. It's flipping heavy, I know that. Pretty heavy. Right. Should we have a look at a bit more detail, I think, because you can't really get a good idea. It's more of a downward viewing piece, really. So where this bowl is, like a basin effect, is where this group's coming out with the air layering is. This is slightly raised, and this is slightly raised. So it's very three-dimensional. So the entrance is down there, there's a pothole, and then it does come out through here. So yeah, if I shine a torch down through, there you go. Shine a torch down through. And then we do the opposite, shine it in, and you look down in there. Bit of mesh showing there, might have to cover that. There we go, looks pretty good. Cats love it anyway. Yeah, all in all, turned out quite nice. Gonna have to make a little base for it because the rocks are flush to the ground level around the edge, so there's a chance that they'll get knocked off if I move it, and it is really heavy. Well, I brought back 2 lots of stone from the river, and each load was heavy walking back. Yeah, it probably weighs, well, I don't know what it weighs. I can weigh it, but we'll do follow up videos on this, and I might weigh it. I might go and get the scales out, sit it on the scale, see how much it weighs. But it's flipping heavy, and also I'm a little bit concerned about the slate, because obviously there's a lot of weight on that slate, so when you pick it up you've got to evenly distribute the weight. I've already moved it a couple of times and it seems okay, but yeah, if slate goes, I mean, it's pretty thick, that slate, and I've had it years. It might be worth getting some hardwood batten, putting it underneath. Yeah, I agree with that. So there we go. Turned out quite nice in the end. It was a bit of a got a load of rocks, let's do something with it kind of job. But it looks alright. It looks pretty good. It turned out nice. Once everything settles in, I'm gonna have to keep spraying it in the spring and summer when it's a little bit drier. This time of year is fine because it's just damp outside, so the moss is gonna take quite well. It's still mild. It was about 12 degrees to get again today, so the moss will take quite well. Yeah, all in all, turned out quite nice, and it will be good for another project that I'm doing, which I will do in the summer because it's more of a summertime thing. But this will add to that particular video. It's nothing to do with bonsai. It's to do with other things, but this will be used in it, and it will be pretty cool. I might put it on Valley Bonsai YouTube. But yeah, I'll let you guys know all about it as and when, and if you want to watch it, you're more than welcome. But if it's not something that interests you, fair play. There we go. So, one scenery. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video.